Good morning, guys. I hope you're all having an awesome Monday so far. And I know if you're like me, you're still trying to readjust to the daylight savings time that's going on. And I got really excited because I was thinking that it was going to be lighter automatically in the morning, but I woke up this morning and I realized that I have zero light to film in my kitchen, zero light to film in my room. So the next best bet, I had to do it in here. So give me 2 seconds and then I'm going to get started on what I was going to talk about. I know this is I feel bad. Like, this is a very unorthodox place for me to like film it, but it's the only place that had decent light and girl, I had to work with it. So let me make sure I share this video with my VIP group. And I cannot forget to do this eye for before I head out to school. So, how is everyone's Monday going? For one, I set my alarm. I was going to get up and go to the gym today, and that just did not work for me. I don't know what it is. I think that I need a little bit of time to adjust to the time. So, I mean, that's an idea. I don't know. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So, first things first, what I need to do is I need to put on my mascara before I like walk out of the house and forget that I didn't even do it. Hey, good morning. I was filming a video this morning for a party, and I like did one side, and I was like, okay, man, you need to make sure that you do your other side. And unfortunately, you can only do your lashes once. So I saved an eye to do, and so I need to make sure I do it. So just like really quick before I get started, I'm gonna try to talk about, yes, I actually have a list, because as I was sitting on the couch last night watching, what was I even watching? I don't even remember off the top of my head. I just watched like a series of movies that I hadn't watched in a long time, and relaxed, and so I wrote my book too as I was like kind of sitting on the couch. So what I tried to do was, once the movie ended, I popped up my laptop and I just started kind of like typing away and trying to knock more off my book. So I'm super excited about that. So step one, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? So for one, on Sundays, like first off, I begin my day and I always go to church. So that's just something that I do, obviously. I mean, I'm sure more people do it, but for me, that always starts my day off in the best like way possible. So whenever I go to church about 8:30 in the morning, and then when I get home, it's about 10 or so, and that's if I head directly home. So ultimately, that's how I begin my Sundays. I usually get up around 6, do scripture reading, and get ready. Sometimes I film a video for my social media. It just depends the kind of mood I'm in that day, but usually I treat Sundays as my day of rest. So I don't always pop on and do it, but it kind of depends if I'm feeling inspired. So next, what I always like to do is to create a to-do list for during the week. So I found that, and I don't know if anyone else is like me, is that if I have no idea what the heck I'm doing on a daily basis, like I get so stressed out, and then all that I keep hearing in my head is, you have to do this still, you have to do that, you have to whatever, and it's like I don't want myself to forget that I have to do all these things. So if I have a to-do list throughout the week, like I'm talking like I take out my planner, I write down what I'm doing every day, and then if I even want to get like more specific, I will actually go through and do like an hourly to-do list as well. This mascara is insane, you guys. So that's like one coat on that side, just so you can see. And this is our Epic mascara, by the way, the one step. I actually coated this side with the 3D fiber lashes as well. So, okay. So that's the first thing that I do is create a to-do list. And next I go grocery shopping. So if you're like me, you are not a fan of grocery shopping. But I have found that doing tasks like grocery shopping, getting your oil changed, don't even get me started. But doing things like that, like on your day off, yeah, it's like a bummer to have to do it. But personally, I hate doing stuff like that on days when I have a million other things to do because they just seem like trivial tasks. So I'm lucky enough, this is our 3D fiber lash. I'm lucky enough where on my way back from church, my grocery store is right there. So literally I drive right past it. So after I get done with church, it's become a habit of mine. And it's so funny because like my mom even knows this now because she was just with me for like a couple weeks. I would stop by and pick up any sort of groceries that I needed throughout the week because, I mean, you guys know that I'm a law student, so I don't always have a lot of time, nor do I have the want to go to the grocery store during the week. So the fact that I drive right past it on a Sunday just helps me out. So I stop off at the grocery store, pick up all I need. I do sometimes do meal prep on Saturdays. So it's like, or I'll like do, I'm sorry, not meal prep, but I'll do like shopping lists. So I have it in my phone for me whenever I decide to stop, which is always on a Sunday when I come back from church. So just a quick tidbit. This is with both of these on with the Epic and the Fiber Lash. So I'm glad I got that in. So 3, prioritize your week and make sure you have your deadlines first. So I love highlighters. So what I like to do in my planner is I already have everything written out, but I will make sure that I highlight things that I have to get done. So for example, I know that my husband and my friends are coming up this weekend to see me. So what I make sure that I do is I write down the things that I have to get done. Because I mean, you know, like once you get started, you might like lose track of like, you know what I mean, what you need to do, because like whenever anyone's around, I'm easily distracted because I always want to hang out with everyone. So I make sure that I have like the things that I have to get done highlighted. That way I'm sure to work on those things first throughout the week, and then everything else can kind of, I don't want to say like, because everything essentially gets done, but I want to make sure for the sake of my sanity and for the sake of like, you know, just anxiety from like not getting things done, and like I want to enjoy my time, so like I make sure I get that done. So highlighting helps me in colors, like maybe if you want to highlight like the things that are urgent like in pink, and then everything else that you're kind of like, man, this could probably wait till next week, do that in yellow, and so on and so forth. So next I have declutter your surroundings. So I did this last night and I was super proud of myself because like I said, I'd kind of fallen off a little bit. So what I did do was I just kind of went through the house, and I actually, one thing that I'm going to post later is I want to do a video because I need to get rid of some clothes. So before I put them up on Poshmark, I'm going to see if there are any ladies that would be interested in purchasing any, because your girl has a lot of clothes and I need to get rid of them. So yeah, but anyway, so declutter. So what I did last night was I went through my clothes, I pulled out anything that I wasn't loving, I kind of put those in a pile, and then I just started going throughout the house and then picking up things like, you know, and I was actually listening to my book like with the Bose speaker, so I could hear the book throughout the house. So I'm decluttering everything. I was even like taking out beauty products like from my bathroom vanity in there underneath the sink, just seeing if there was anything that's hanging around in my house that like I'm just totally over. And you know that like every week you have these different things. Like, I don't know about you, but I could be seriously like walking along saying the same thing day after day after day. I don't really care. And then one day it just really gets on my nerves. Like, that's the kind of mood that I can get in, and I just start decluttering everything. So this week actually I'm going to focus on decluttering our mudroom. But when I mean basic declutter, I mean if you can go through and clean up your house during the week, or during the day or night or whatever, right before you go to bed, when you wake up on Monday, it's not as annoying, because not only do we not want to come out of a weekend, we're also waking up to a messy house, and that's going to make you miserable. Trust me, I used to do it all the time, and now that I declutter my house like on Sunday nights, I wake up just because I'm like, okay, my house is clean, my life's together, I can tackle this Monday. So next is the meal prep that I was talking about. So if you have the opportunity to meal prep, I would really recommend doing it. One, it makes it a lot easier for you to save money, because I've been on a money saving train lately, because, you know, I've had like bar prep coming in that I've had to pay for. We're moving to Arizona this year, so it's like we have this, like, we're in this crackdown saving money mode, and anywhere that you can save money, by all means. Like, I am the worst person when it comes to like wanting to eat out. I sit there and actually for the past week, I've been fantasizing about Thai food, and I'm like, no, that's literally like $10 for a plate. You don't need Thai food, you're fine. So that's when, and like actually on Saturday, I went over to my friend's house, and I was actually like rushing around. That was like when I filmed my video, and then I had to go study. So I was lucky enough that I had like just something to grab with me and run out, because I would have had to have either starved until I got home. Well, actually, I don't want to say starved, because she was such a good hostess, and she was like, are you hungry? Do you want this? Do you want that? And I was like, no, I brought this with me. I'm good. You know, but if I hadn't been, and if she hadn't been such like an amazing friend trying to feed me, like I would have starved, or like stopped off at like, I don't know, whatever places around here. I try not to stop and eat fast food often, but I would have stopped off there and grabbed something. So definitely being prepared ahead of time, like for these moments when you're running out the door, grab food. Like, I mean, seriously, it's going to help you, and it's going to be a lot less stressful too, because who wants to be hangry and then hectic on a Monday? Not me. So next, do laundry. So by do laundry, I mean I do my clothes. I just realized I have like leftover eyeshadow on my hand. That's funny. So I do my just like clothing laundry, but I also do like my linens. And then since I have a dog, I have a like blankets and stuff that we cover up with and snuggle with on the couch. So I'll throw all those in the washer. So when I start Monday morning, I already have all clean clothes ready for the week. I have all my gym clothes clean, so I'm not searching around looking for, you know, clean gym clothes when I already have them. If you want to get, you know, overachieving points, fold them. I can't say that I always fold them, but they are always washed and dried. And then maybe like on Monday, like when I come home from class, I'll like listen to my audiobook and then fold laundry. So I don't have it that together, but I'm getting there. So definitely doing laundry, anything that you can to like ease your mind like during the week, because Mondays are hard. They really are. And it's like, that's why like I'm working to the point like where I'm like busting my ass with my business, because I don't want to actually like be a slave to Monday mornings anymore. But I have been pretty good about waking up and just being super happy about the day. So next, clear out your inbox on a Sunday. So I like to clear out my emails like on a weekly basis, because I hate just clutter in my mailbox. Like I hate that, you know, like you scroll through your email and it's like all this like nonsense stuff, or it's old stuff. So what I like to do to organize my email is I like to do like the little labels. So like I'll put labels on the left side of the email thing. And then, you know, even if I'm like, okay, I don't want to delete this, but I still want to keep it, I can send it into that label to the left, and that way I'm like, okay, it's not my main inbox, you know, but if I need it, it's still there, but I don't have to look at it. Because I feel like in my inbox, the more things I'm looking at, the more things I feel like I have to do, and the more anxious I get about it. So I do that with my personal email and also with my school email. I actually have separate folders for the Criminal Law Society. I have separate ones for my teaching assistant position, my note-taking position, like every single thing that I could possibly have. I have even like my my student loan things, bar prep, everything I keep in a label, and then I shoot it off to the left. That way, if I ever come back and I need to find it, I know it's there. So next, get outdoors. So, okay, if you live in Michigan like me, you know that it's been a little bit difficult to get outside on a Sunday. But when it is like spring, which it is now, it's so much more fun to like get outside, go for a run, go for a walk. I know that like, I don't know why it's so easy for us to be a slave to like work, to all of our other unfun obligations. But when it comes to taking ourselves out to do something fun, when we choose to do it, it's so hard. And I'm so guilty of this because I love taking my dog for a walk. There's this park that's about maybe 10, 15 minutes away that I will take him. We'll go running. I actually would take him running a lot when it was last summer. And I needed like a study break when I was studying during finals. So I would actually take him and we would go for a run. And so that would always clear my mind. But it's like now I'm like, you know, I have to actually kind of give myself a little bit of a kick to like go. I'm going to throw on this lipstick real quick before I forget. This is in the shade Loaded. I'm obsessed with this, but it usually pairs pretty well with the eyeshadow that I'm wearing. So it's important for us to get outdoors. Just because like it is a little difficult to like make ourselves like want to get out the door or want to go do something like when we don't have to be somewhere. But why not give yourself that kind of priority? Like we do everything else like for things that we are like supposed to do. Like I have to go to school and be there by 9 o'clock. I have to do this by this time. Why not make myself a priority and take myself out to do something that's actually beneficial for me? I don't know why we struggle doing that. That's something that I'm working on. So taking a look at your budget and looking at what you can save money on this week. So this is something new for me as far as like having like the budget and then like knowing what we can and can't spend money on. And that's why like this kind of ties back to what I was saying before as far as like working or like doing like your grocery shopping on Sundays, because how many times during the week do you have to run out for random items, or you have to grocery shop at like more than one store, so you end up spending more money than you originally planned on doing, right? So it's like when you're taking a look at your budget on Sunday, if you know that you've already, you know, done your grocery shopping, or if you've already paid your bills, which that's another thing you can do is make sure you pay your bills on Sunday. That way, like during the hectic part of the week, you're not sitting there like wondering if you paid this bill. So I always like to either have them on auto pay, or I like to go through and make sure, because there are like a couple that I don't have on auto pay, but there are a couple that I have to go back in and check. I know, Mia, I should know like when my bills are due by now, but I still kind of like to go back through in my email, which I keep these ones starred. So I keep my bills in my inbox, but they're starred. So I know that there's something important. And then once I pay them, I move them under a label of my address. So that's another thing. So number 10, get yourself enough sleep. This is a hard one, I know, for me, because like I like to lay in bed and either watch YouTube videos, or I'll, I don't know, brainstorm for my business the next day, or I don't even know. I don't lay in bed and think about schoolwork, though. That is probably one thing I don't think about. But if you get enough sleep, you're not going to wake up on Monday mornings being groggy. And like, there's nothing worse, A, getting up when you don't want to, but B, getting up and you're insanely exhausted, especially today, considering the fact that I'm still like adjusting to this daylight savings. But getting enough sleep, trying to make yourself like, if you could try to avoid as many problems as you can, like, and prepare for them, like, why not, right? Like, don't let life happen to you, happen to life. There you go. Like, if you can make choices and make plans to make your life easier on a daily basis, then why not do that? I mean, it's almost silly not to. And then 11, the most important thing on a Sunday is to enjoy your time off. I know that I listed off a lot of things that I like to do, but I mean, I'm one of those where I like doing action, and I like making sure that my week is going to be easy for me. I have, let's see, how many classes do I have? I have 6 classes that I have to deal with on a daily or on a weekly basis. And then I have the work that comes along with that. So that is a crap ton of planning that I have to make sure that I do every week. And they're good chunks of time. Like my school reading will take me at least 4 hours to do if I'm sitting there taking notes, outlining, and all that. So it's like if I don't have a plan for what I do, then I'm going to be all over the place and nothing's ever going to get done because there is such a massive amount of things that I have to get done. Not to mention, I'm a teaching assistant. I'm the president of the Criminal Law Society. I do note taking. Now my voice is starting to get scratchy. Maybe that means it's time for me to wrap up. So all these things, I really recommend giving them a try. I mean, what can it hurt being more organized? I'd like to do like a series for this. I don't like to do a ton. And by do a ton, I mean, I like to keep my Sundays pretty relaxed, and I like to use them as days to like recuperate, you know, go to church, spend time with God. And, you know, so a lot of times like I'll end up watching like my Pure Flicks. I like to watch that a lot. So anything that I could do to get myself pumped and like in a happy mood for the week, I definitely am all over. So I hope you guys have an amazing start to your week, and maybe some of these tips will help you. I really hope they can. And I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. If you guys have any recommendations on videos, I'd love to hear them. And also, I'm going to be starting putting together my Poshmark. So I'm going to, I think, start a group with that. So if you guys are interested in that, either send me a message. I'll be posting sizes. I just need to make sure like what I'm doing for like pricing and shipping and all that stuff. So I hope to talk to you guys soon, and bye.